What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 44, and we start today's episode with some good news here. As you can see, Paul George's Intep is returning from his second injury of the season and returning to training. And I found this email he sent me after that one kind of funny, where he said, "I'm okay to play the next game, boss. I can certainly play if you need me to. The physio says there's a slight risk of me aggravating the injury." Slight risk, but it feels okay to me in training, so I'm raring to go. And I was like, "Listen, Paul, I love the enthusiasm, mate, but seriously, a slight risk of you aggravating the injury? You've broken your ankle twice this season. Seriously, you've been out for 6 months, for God's sake. I don't care whether the physio says you're as fit as a fiddle. You are not starting this game, at least until I say so." So, Paul George Intep returning to training, that's good, but he's so injury prone right now. He's broken that ankle twice. I'm not going to risk it in this one against Panathinaikos, as this was the first game of today's episode, coming on the back of our very frustrating 1-1 draw against Manchester United in the Premier League, where we had so many shots on goal but could only score once, as United did claim a point in that massive game at the top of the table. Now taking on the Greek side here in the Europa League. Of course, this is the quarter-final second leg. We won the first leg away in Greece by a 0-0, so coming into this one, just needed to keep a clean sheet, and we will be going through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. The first chance fell to us, and the second chance fell to us as well. Just on the stroke of half-time, we would open the scoring as Julian Desart was played forward after a really nice team build-up there, and our Belgian holding midfielder makes it 1-0 to the Borough. So a really nice team goal. I tried to get him to run to the dugout to celebrate with me, but the animation stopped just as he was getting there. Typical, right? But still, a really nice team goal, that one. Very nice build-up. And Julian Desart this season, you may have seen, has been requesting a loan for quite some time. He's still part of our squad right now, though. Does play every now and then in cup games and midweek games. Gave him a start in this one, and he did make it 1-0 to the Borough. Nothing really happened in the second half, as Panathinaikos needed 2 goals to get themselves through on the away goal ruling. They weren't really attacking too much, but would score just a minute on the clock here. A simple little cross into the centre, and the header was won, and Jordan Pickford, who'd done basically nothing all game long, now had to pick the ball out the back of his own net. That was terrible. But it was still Middlesbrough 1, Panathinaikos 1. They would get themselves a goal later on to possibly give me a scare, but straight after that, the game basically was finished. You know, there was barely any extra time whatsoever, and we held on for the draw. So, final score, Middlesbrough 1, Panathinaikos 1. It's a draw. We do surrender the win late on, because it doesn't really matter. We get ourselves through by 2-1 on aggregate. Delighted with that. And to be honest, not my best performances whatsoever. We dominated possession, as I basically played for that really in the second half, knowing that the game was all but done, to be honest. And we got ourselves the, well, not the win, but the win on aggregate, if you will, and got ourselves through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. So delighted with that. The run continues in Europe. So impressed with our European form this season. Really have been, to be honest. We've played so well. We've only lost, I think, 1 game in the Europa League all season long, and that's knockout stages and also the group as well. And so here's a question for you guys today as well. Who will we face in the semi-finals of the Europa League? Everton, Borussia Dortmund, or Inter? Let me know in the comment section down below. We're facing one of those 3 sides. Which one do you think it will be in the semi-finals? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm hoping it's not going to be Borussia Dortmund. I don't want to face them at all. But then again, Everton and Inter, not easy sides to face either. So let me know in the comment section down below who you think we'll face in the Europa League semi-finals, as we go in search of still a double in just our second season. Still following that, as you could see, there was some player training there, and also sent our scout back out to England for another 9-month mission. And also the ball once again reminding us that we failed our financial objectives, and I was like, yep, don't really care, to be honest. And also look at the league table as well, 6 games to go for us. We are now 9 points behind Spurs, who lead the league right now with 70 points. We got 61, but we've got 2 games in hand, and so because of that, if we win them both against Leicester and then Hull, you'll see them both in this episode, we will cut the gap to just 3 points and had the better goal difference record as well. And following that whole game too, our next league game will be against, you guessed it, Spurs, which could be the game which could send us top if we win that one. So we need 3 wins out of 3 to catch up to Spurs and overtake them, and we need to start with a win here against Claudio Ranieri's Leicester City. So we take on Leicester City then for the first Premier League game of the episode and the second game of the episode, and the first chance fell to Leicester as well. They crossed the wins to centre, Donnarumma punched the ball away, but Nampalys Mendy got on the end of it, and how about this for a very poor start? the French holding midfielder, with a fantastic goal from just outside the area, gives Leicester not a shock lead because they're playing quite well this season too, just outside the Champions League places, but a lead regardless, which stunned me really. Coming into this game, I was feeling quite confident, but unfortunately we would trail so early on after a fantastic goal from their number 24. That was an unbelievable strike there, as Mendy makes it 1-0 to Leicester. So the Foxes take a very early lead in this game, just 3 minutes in, the worst possible start in a must-win game. Just a few minutes after, a good chance to equalise. Callum Chambers found Vieto, but was denied by a great save by Kasper Schmeichel, and then James Ward-Prowse's acrobatic effort went over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 to the away side, and just before the break as well, they could have gone 2 goals up. Once again, Nampalys Mendy going for goal from just outside the area, but this time his strike going just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. So 1-0 to Leicester at the break. We were trading by a goal, and we desperately need to make sure we could turn it around in the second half and get ourselves a couple of goals to lead for the first time. We didn't really create too many chances though. The first one in the second half fell here with 15 minutes to go. Callum Wilson was denied by a fantastic save by Schmeichel, low down to his left-hand side, and then later on in the game here, Berahino wins it back, finds Menendez, through towards Vieto, but once again Schmeichel is there to deny us and frustrate us. So still Leicester led by a goal. From the corner across the the centre, looked for Vieto, won the header, it went up in the air, Schmeichel punched it in the air as well, and unfortunately, eventually, as we tried to get the ball in the back of the net, it fell to Henry Hoover Davis, who went for goal on the half volley, but blazed it way over the bar and into the stand. So still 1-0 to Leicester, and the final chance fell in stoppage time. Berahino with a great touch to take around his man, found Luciano Vieto, but Kasper Schmeichel turns the shot behind for a corner and ensures that Leicester would get a massive 3 points and put the pressure on me, as they would overtake us and go into second place. We would lose the first of 3 massive games, and as you'll see the league table in just a moment's time, we've now dropped out of the top 4 as well. And a few episodes ago, I said to you guys, when I asked you guys where you think we'll end up finishing, again, there were loads of different opinions, I said I don't think we'll miss out of a Champions League place now because we're just so many points in front. Well, now our worst fears have come to life. We are down into 5th place right now and outside looking in at the Champions League spots where Leicester have now gone into. So absolutely devastated. Another massive defeat, and again another one of those games where the goalkeeper was just on fire. The second Premier League game in a row. Of course, against United in the last episode, it was Zoe or Zoet, the goalkeeper, and in this game, Kasper Schmeichel. Honestly, unbelievable performance there from the Dane. His dad would have been proud as Leicester get the win, and as you can see the table now, we are in 5th place with 5 games to go, and it is so tight right now between 2nd to 5th. It's crazy. We need to get ourselves back in the top 4. I don't want another season of Europa League football because it's all well and good playing in this competition. I'm having fun and stuff, but it's hampering our league form. It really is. The Europa League hangover is not just a thing in real life. It happens in the game as well, it seems, because we just can't get our Premier League form sorted right now, and it may be down to the fact we succeed in the Europa League. I'm not entirely sure. Still, for the 3rd and final game of today's episode here, we will now take on Hull City away from home, and we were so hopeful of getting back to winning ways. I made loads of changes for this game as well, with our Europa League semi-final first leg coming in just a few days' time. I needed fresh legs out there. I needed something to change, so I thought a change in personnel might help, but unfortunately, just like in the Leicester game, the early signs would, once again, for the 3rd game running, we would be so frustrated in front of goal, where we create so many chances but finish so little. First, Tammy Abraham striking wide the post, and it was still 0-0, and then straight from the goal kick, who we won the ball back. Vieto found Josh Onoma through the gap towards Victor Fisher. Fisher went for goal, but what a save this was by the goalkeeper. And I was thinking, here we go again. 3rd game in a row where the goalkeeper is just on fire. What a stop that was there with the blue left glove of the goalkeeper to deny our Danish winger. So still goalless in this game. We did win ourselves a corner though. Diego crossed the wings to the centre, picked out Dominique Hines, and finally get in. We would find the back of the net and make it 1-0. We've had so many attempts in our recent Premier League fixtures, but scored so little goals. But we do open the scoring here so early on in the game. Menendez with the cross from the corner, and there is Dominique Hines winning the header and making it 1-0 for his 2nd goal in the Premier League. So 1-0 to the Borough. Diego's corners were causing problems for Hull as well. He'd already picked up 1 assist from one and almost got another there as well. He swung the ball into the centre, looked for Tammy Abraham, picked him out, but his header hit the post, and eventually Hull scrambled the ball clear. So still 1-0 to the away side. But in the first half, we were dominating, and in the 33rd minute here, Luciano Vieto, who hasn't scored a Premier League goal for quite some time, may not have scored here, but did get the assist for Tammy Abraham, who hit the post just a few minutes earlier with a header, as as he hits the post again this time, but finds the back of the net as he gets the friendly touch off the woodwork. So Abraham with a goal, a great ball by Vieto, and again, he's not scoring in the Premier League right now, hasn't scored for quite some time, but does set up his strike partner as Abraham gets his first in the Premier League this season. So 2-0 to the Borough. We were dominating the first half though, playing so well, and this was like the Borough of the first half of the season where we were creating multiple chances, getting so many good attempts on goal too, but also scoring goals, unlike of recent form. But the game would finish 2-0. There weren't really any chances in the second half other than that one for Vieto, as the goalkeeper smothered the chance at his feet there, and eventually Hull got the ball clear. But the game did finish 2-0, and we'll take the 2-0 scoreline. We didn't do too much in the second half. We didn't need to, really. We got the job done in the first half, to be honest, as we won the game by 2-0. So a massive win. It was a game which we frantically needed to win, to be honest, because not winning this game, I would say that any chance of us winning the title are now gone. But we've now returned back into the top 4. Absolutely delighted about that. And as I said before the game, I don't want another season of Europa League football. So this result was really necessary. A big win for us there as we return to winning ways and get back into the top 4 and keep our faint chances of winning the title still alive. But that would end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do not miss the next episode. It's got 2 massive games. First Europa League semi-final first leg, and then the big game against Spurs where we can cut the gap at the top of the table to just 3 points with a win with just 3 games to go. So thank you for watching this episode. Don't miss the next one. But if you have enjoyed this episode, then please do leave a like. Much love to you and have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, which is unmissable, very soon.